Hey guys, it's Blade again from Corridor Security. Today we're looking at Pioneer units, the DMH-A240DAB and the DMH-A340DAB. Two very good entry-level units, but what's the difference? So we're going to do an unboxing of the A240DAB. Now the contents of the A340DAB is very similar apart from the stereo. So we'll show you an in-depth one of the A240. We'll quickly run through the A340, we'll show the units side by side. We can go from there. So, the A240. Now opening the box at the top here. This is how it comes to you out of the box. Now you have the main looms. So here you have the ISO connection, which will go into your adapter for your vehicle. And you have a microphone. This is your screws and removal keys. You have your fascia trim, the information booklet and instructions, and underneath and there we have the unit. So, as I said, 6.2-inch screen, so slightly smaller than the A340. But you have a couple of, well, you have one physical button on the side here, and then you have touch buttons for your volume and your power. And then behind this little flap here, you have your USB. I can't pop it off with my finger, but you have your USB connection on the face there. Okay, so as you can see, it's not a full-size chassis unit either, which makes it fitting a lot easier. So full-size unit probably comes to about here. So it's probably 3/4 of the size of a normal one. Back of the unit is very simple. You have your connection for your power. You have the connection for auxiliary. You have the connection for the RCA inputs, which are in this little bag. I'll show you that in depth later. You have your steering wheel control input, your mic input, your DAB antenna, and your FM antenna. That's it. Made nice and easy for install, anyone can do it. Okay, so only other thing to show you, as I said, the harness and RCA connections. So your harness is obviously ISO this end, which is your universal plug for all branded stereos, and then you'd use the connection for your vehicle, which may be an adapter, CAN bus adapter, or maybe direct connection depending on your vehicle. And then that is your plug to go directly in the back of the unit there. So that's that. Now these are your RCA and camera connections. So you have a front and rear RCA input. You have a subwoofer input. You have a rear view camera input, and you have a rear view monitor output. So if you wanted to add another screen to this, you can do, only through AV though. And the only other thing in the bag there is your microphone. Obviously for your hands-free calls to make sure everyone else can hear you. But that is pretty much it. Okay, so DMH-A340. Quick unboxing for you, and then we'll go through it. Here we go. This is the DMH-A340DAB. As you can see, it's a bit more sleek. You have no buttons on it, no physical buttons, and you have touch pads down the side, which you can't actually see unless they're powered on. I'll show you in a second, but they light up. Obviously, like I said, you can change the colors of them, but you couldn't actually see there's any buttons on this. You've just got the Pioneer logo at the bottom there. But 6.8-inch screen, capacitive touchscreen, as I've said. All you have is a little reset button at the top there, Pioneer logo down the bottom. And then, as I've said with the other one, still 3/4 chassis unit. The back of the unit is exactly the same, bar you have a rear USB rather than a front USB. So power, aux, RCA, USB, steering wheel controls, mic, DAB and FM. Okay, in terms of the accessories for the unit, it's exactly the same as the A240, bar the USB extension. Now this is because obviously the USB connection is on the back of the unit rather than the front. So this allows you to run the USB round to your glove box or armrest or something like that, and then you can connect your phone or whatever via the USB there. But everything else is the same, as I said, RCAs, power, and mic. Okay guys, so this is the DMH-A240DAB powered on. So as you can see, it's landing on the home page here. Now this is your home screen. You can change the background if you need to, but I'll quickly go through the main features on the front here. So you have DAB radio, DAB+, so digital radio there. You have normal FM and AM radio, Bluetooth audio streaming via your phone, iPod connection via USB. Now WebLink is an application you can download onto your phone, which allows you to screen mirror onto the unit. This unit has that as well, which I'll go through in a moment. Phone connection, obviously, if your phone's connected via Bluetooth, you receive and send phone calls. Auxiliary, standard auxiliary in, and then you have USB up in the corner here. Now other than that, that's pretty much it. You have your settings, obviously your general settings, your theme and background, and your audio settings. Press that button there to go back home. That's pretty much it. You have your volume up and down touchpads there, your power button, and then your USB is just behind here. That's pretty much it. Now, the resistive touchscreen is not the best, I'll be honest. It's just a little bit slow. If you don't get it exactly on the mark, it's just a little bit slow and sluggish. That's why I prefer the capacitive touchscreen. But I'll power on the A340 now so you can see the difference. DMH-A340DAB powered on. Now, as you can see, very, very similar background, all laid out exactly the same. But as I mentioned earlier, you can actually see the buttons are lit up now. So I'm not going to go through it too much in depth. As I said, it's very similar to this one, but again, settings, I believe you do have a few more audio settings in this, so it's a little bit higher resolution, but you have all of them touchpads down the side, so volume up, down, home and power. So obviously display off, display on, and then the reset button up the top there. That's pretty much it, but the capacitive touchscreen is so much nicer to use. This actually obviously has the camera selection as well, so you can add on a rear camera. This unit does have that as well. Capacitive touchscreen is so much nicer to use, so much more like a mobile phone. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the units. Again, I'm going to say it again, but they are very, very similar, but 100% recommend the capacitive touchscreen over the resistive. It's just so much nicer to use. Okay guys, so that is it for the units. They're both very good. They do have their pros and their cons, but they're both sat at a very good price point at the moment. Now, the A240 is currently at $199.99 and the A340 is currently at $249.99. So if you are on a budget, the cheaper option may be a good option, but what I would say is if you can squeeze the extra 50 quid, the A340 is a much better unit. It's just for usability, you've got the bigger screen, and again, I'm going to say it again, I keep saying it, but the capacitive touchscreen makes a big difference. So if you do need any more information on the units, we're going to leave a link down below for both of them, so you can check them out and make your own comparisons. But that's pretty much it from me. I do hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe if you can. I hope you like the new setup as well, so a little bit different this time. Leave any comments and suggestions on new stereos you'd like us to review. But that's it from me, and we will see you in the next video.